right. Hey, it's John Lang, Wally's Professional Services out of Illinois, also known as Team Wash Life. We're here today at the shop. That's right. Your boy, Mr. Lang, has a shop now. And I wanted to kind of make a video on this because it's a really cool idea that I thought could not be done. I thought it was not an option. To find out it is. So, it's a mess right now. Still organizing, getting everything moved in. But this bay that we're standing in right now is going to stay open so we can pull the van in and do work on it, put it together. We've put ladder racks in, little desk for our marketing material, and where papers like pre-trip, post-trip inspections and stuff like that's going to get turned in. But you can get an idea, we got a lot of room. So this is a 20 by 30 unit. We have 2 doors. We've set it up with the chem supplier that the bleach can get delivered right here to the unit. They said they have a couple guys doing the same thing. Everything's going to be very organized, and it's just it's a good thing because last year it got a little hairy because I didn't have much room for storage. So we had stuff in one friend's garage, stuff in a family member's garage, stuff in my garage, and it was just, we'd need things and we're traveling across town to go get something. It was ridiculous. So this will be really nice having everything in one solid spot. So I kind of want to explain how I made this. Come look out here. So we got both our vehicles. We got the van and then the truck. So it's okay to park them like that for a moment while we're unloading or loading things in. But close this. We have to use a bungee cord to pull it all the way open, because if not, it sits like that and it's not tall enough for the van, so it's got to get pulled back. That extra inch or two does make a difference. So anyway, the garage is climate controlled. You can see we got our vents here and stuff. We don't have like an actual thermos, but in the winter it doesn't go below 55, and in the summer it doesn't go above 75 or something like that. So we're in that range. That's awesome because now we can store our units in here without worrying about freezing or like winterizing and stuff like that. So let me go over how I made this happen. It's a fine line, right? You typically can't run a business out of a storage unit. It's just against the rules or whatever. This is kind of a smaller corporation, a smaller business. It's not a huge chain of storage units. It's one area. They got quite a few, but it's one section. I called the guy up. It turned out to be a client that I've done work for in the past. I did some apartment complexes that he had. So it was an odd coincidence, but I called him up. I explained the situation. I was very transparent about what I was looking for. I didn't try to hide things. There's no point in hiding it because it's going to come out down the road, and you don't want to have everything set up and then be told, hey, you got to kick rocks. That would be the worst. So I explained to them, hey, we need a spot to store stuff. We need a spot where the garages are tall enough for our vehicles. We would be visiting the unit every day, probably twice a day, to grab the stuff and bring the stuff back. Is that going to be a problem? They replied, no, it won't be. They don't have the gated community thing. It's surveillance, but they don't have the gate, so you can go in and out as much as you want. They don't have a problem with it. I also said, we buy chemical by bulk. We buy a big 275-gallon tote. Is that going to be a problem with you to have this delivered here? Again, no, I don't see a problem with that. That's fine by me. I'm okay with it. Cool, we're good to go. So I sealed the deal. What's also cool about storage units is they're typically month-to-month rent. So this is a temporary fix to a really big problem we had. It's month-to-month, so every month I put down $350. That's how much it costs here. You got to remember it is climate controlled. It's a big double unit, so that's why it's $350. You could get it probably a lot cheaper if you didn't get the climate controlled option. I wanted that option. But it's going to work. Like I was saying, it's month to month. So if down the road and towards a few months from now an actual shop opens up, preferably no less than 1,200 square feet, with like a bathroom and electric, all that stuff. If something like that opens up, then we'll just say, hey, we're done with this, and we'll move everything over there. That was another point I want to bring up. There was no electric in the unit, and I told him, I asked him, I said, hey, do you know, I asked him before I even started this, do you know of any shops or small shops for contractors that would be available? He did not, and then he really wanted to get this unit filled. He's like, what would it take? What are you looking for that would really make this work for you? Because he was saying, you know, for square footage, you're not going to find anything much cheaper. And I said, well, I would like running water and I would like electricity. He said, well, I can't do the running water. But what if I promised you I'd get an outlet or two put in here? I said, say no more. Say less. Say less. So he's going to get an outlet put in for us. I actually didn't even notice this until afterwards. There is two of the small, what are they, there's two outlets on these lights. I don't know if they even work or whatever, but they're the double prong, so we could use those for the time being. But, you know, I just wanted the outlet so we could have a small air compressor, and we can charge our battery-powered tools. I have all the battery-powered tools you can imagine. So that's that. We're gonna make it work. Also, this is one thing I want to point out. So we are putting ladder racks and stuff in here, but I'm making sure I don't drill any extra holes. If you look along here, there's little screws all down every foot holding this siding on. So what I would do is I'd take one out, I drill it out a little bit wider, and put one of these in. So when it's my time to leave, I'll just put a nut in there that's a little bit bigger than the rest, along with a washer, and it should be fine. So that's that, guys. I just wanted to touch base with you, and I hope you guys are starting to pick up and get busy. The weather's breaking for us. We just got done with some gutter cleaning, and I'm pushing all my jobs out till April. We got April pretty much booked out, but instead of booking them now because the weather's starting to break, I'm pushing them to April because you can tell, we're just not ready. We got some more stuff we got to hook up. So we're going to grind, push, get this stuff all put together. We'll make some videos for you on how we put everything together, and that's about that. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, like the video, comment, do what you can, man. Support the channel. It's Team Wash Life, baby. If you don't subscribe, if you don't like the channel, you're dead to me.